All right. Assalamualaikum and a very good day to our lecturer and also my fellow panels in evaluating this final project. So for today's video presentation, my group and I are going to be presenting our final project for the subject of Management Information System. And the company that we had chosen for this particular final project is the company of UDA Holdings Berhad. So before we proceed furthermore into the presentation, let me introduce you to our group members first. So firstly, we have me, myself, Faris Azlin, and then we have Ikmal Fikri, Aina Farzana, and lastly, we have Santia. So what are the things that are going to be discussed in this video presentation is actually about the organization background, the organizational chart and departments, information system being used by the company of UDA Holdings Berhad, and also the components in the information system being used by this particular company, and also the flaws of this information system being used, and the SWOT analysis, or better known as the SWOT analysis. And lastly, we will be concluding the information system being used by UDA Holdings Berhad. So, first things first, let me explain about the organization background. So, the UDA Holdings Berhad is actually an urban development authority of Malaysia that had been established on 12 November 1971 under the Ministry of Public Enterprise. And UDA Holdings Berhad is actually the name that had been reformed by this particular company. And its main function to the country is to oversee urban development in the country and in terms of project development, industry, and also housing for Malaysia. And as we can see here, the vision for the company of UDA Holdings Berhad is actually to be the preferred organization with diversified property and asset management businesses. As for their mission as a company is that they want to enrich life by delivering the best value products and services. When we talk about the products and services provided by this particular company is the way that they establish urbanization of town areas and also development of buildings around the country. So we proceed with the objective of this particular company, UDA Holdings Berhad, is actually for 50 years, UDA continue to contribute towards nation building by advancing urbanization throughout Malaysia. As you can see, starting from the Independence Day in Malaysia, UDA had been established in order to ensure that Malaysia as a country will keep on expanding more and more. And next, we have the remain committed towards expanding the participation of Malaysian entrepreneurs in our business ecosystem. And lastly, we have the last objective for the company is that they aim to build competitively priced quality premises for all income groups of the masses. Now, next, we will be proceeding with the next group member to explain about the organizational chart and also department. Thank you.
Hi, there are 5 major departments, which is property business development, property development, asset management, and group of corporate service and group finance. The first is group property business development. They contribute toward urbanization in the nation through their developments that are community focused, environmentally sustainable, and supported by urban connectivity. And the second is the property development. The property belongs to or managed by UDA, is maintained by its subsidiary companies. These properties include shopping complex and apartment building. And third is moving to the next development is group asset management, which refer to the namely shopping malls and other commercial property management, facility management, as well as hospitalities and luxury. They are focused on their vision to be the preferred organization with device property and asset management business, and they consequently shift to fulfill our mission of enriching life by delivering best value product and services. And the last is the group corporate service, is the facilities and asset management service component is performed directly by their subcontractors. They ensure high standard award winning service delivery through by their trained and certified personnel. And the uh, organization core business is uh, UDA Origin Berhad is a property development. They have differs into the asset management business, namely shopping malls and other commercial properties management, facility management, as well as hospitality and leisure. Moreover, the UDA Origin Berhad may collect a variety of personal data, which may include which are name, national registration ID card, numbers, gender, race, and so on. The personal data that UDA collect allow us to process the necessary transaction in relation to the relevant matter. The personal data UDA collects allows us to keep our post on UDA latest product announcement and upcoming event. It also helps UDA to improve on its product and services for time to time. And UDA may also share our personal data with third party provided service such as information processing, extending credit, fulfilling customer orders, delivering product to us, managing and analyzing customer data, providing customer data, accessing your interest in UDA's product and services, and conducting customer research or satisfaction survey. And that's it from me. So I pass to Aina.
Okay, I'll be explaining about the information system use. Next slide. There are 6 information system use, which is SAP, System Analysis Program Development Software, IFCA, Information Competitive Advantage, HR Avenue, which for human resource activities software. PMS is for Property Management System, QuickBooks, and EDMS, Electronic Development Management System. Back slide. For the SAP, the system provides multiple functions. It helps better manage complex business process. This system collects and process data in one platform. For such example, tenants, suppliers, invoice rents, and settlements. For IFCA software, it is for accounting software and for construction and properties companies, which the activity in UDA Holdings Berhad, it used for unit transfer, sales reports, bookings, and sales cancellation. For HR Avenue, for human resource system, it is easy to use interface. It is a real-time data capture and enables employees to play a more active role within the organization. For PMS, it is a software designed for developers, property managers, joint management, management corporation, resident association. It enables residential property management to facilitate property management function. For QuickBooks, it is a software for financial and accounting system. The activities used in this company is for tracking income and expenses, invoicing, and seeing the company's bank. The ability of profit and loss reporting, and 1099 preparation, which is the taxes form. For the EDMS system, it is a system managing various types of records. It is digitalized and stored in cloud storage. It enables to access at different locations. In such activities is to manage, tracking, view documents, and assessment. For next slide. For next slide is the components of information system use. In finance, UDA Holdings Berhad use SAP software and QuickBooks. It contains all the information related to property and rent agreement. For example, invoice rent, settlements, fees, and others. For sales and rental, UDA Holdings Berhad use the IFCA, which it has the software of complete functionality for admin properties of sales marketing. For example, bookings, unit transfer, sales cancellation, and sales report. For human resource, they use the HR Avenue software that have a real-time data and announcement among the employees within the company. So for the record management, they uses the EDMS that have the record various documents. It is digitalized and stored and can be accessed from different locations. For such method in this activity of the company is to manage, track and view documents. And lastly, for the procurement and vendor registration, they use the PMS software, which is an advanced management features. For example, for service request tracking through tenants and owners, maintenance, complaints, and monitoring among tenants of the property. The system is for company manage tenant occupancy. For the hardware and software configuration, the UDA Holdings Berhad uses the computer, PC, laptop to store the task, the document, the data. So complementary to the hardware, it uses the networks, which has the database connecting devices. For example, it connected to printers, scanners, and fax machine. Other than that, they uses the LAN network and WAN network, which is the local area network and the wide area network. And complementary to this hardware is the Wi-Fi to access from their hardware to do their work. It is to send email, links, files in real time. So for the mainframe is to store all the data selected in high volume. And the company also uses the PABX, which is the Public Telephone Exchange that have software in them. It is somewhat of the extension to access within the company. That's all for me. Next, I'll pass it to Ikmal.
Hi, my name is Ikmal. I'm going to present about flaws of information system use. So, Management Information System, or MIS, is a broad phrase that refers to the numerous technologies that exist in today's business, as well as the people who manage them. Failure to fulfill organizational needs, stay updated, and connecting all of your technology are all flaws or key issues of information system use. So, as mentioned from my colleague before, there are multiple information system use from UDA Holdings Berhad. So, with professionals relying on technology for every element of operations, MIS is playing an increasingly important role in companies. So, with more than half of all businesses relying on big data analytics, MIS is becoming even more essential before making a choice. Today's management teams are more likely to consult previous activity to ensure that they are making educated estimations rather than informed assumption. So if there's, it's that nothing stays the same for so long, innovations require software to be upgraded. If not replaced from 1 year to the next, business must stay up. With this, in order to be successful, investing in software that will offer them an advantage. So companies, on the other hand, are having a hard time convincing an employee to modify their behavior in response to the changes. They are one of the flaws. So this used to be as simple as educating staff to switch from outdated paper-based processes to computer-based processes in the first place. So managers must now adopt new systems while also ensuring that people have what they need to be efficient. So moreover, Despite the availability of promising features from the information system use, organizations will eventually discover that they are using numerous types of software at the same time. So this covers common administrative tools such as Microsoft Office, as well as specialist accounting, customer relationship management, and project management application. So among other things, it's critical that all of these technologies work together, because otherwise staff will have to repeat the same process all over again. The fact that employees no longer work on single dedicated computer at a desk in an office space further complicates matters. So many staff use laptops and tablets to work in the field. In addition to the laptops and desktops, PCs your employees use, you will have a lot of cell phones, which makes it difficult to provide support without harming security. So I'll pass to the next presenter. Thank you.
All right. So now I'll be proceeding with the SWOT or SWOT analysis for the company of UDA Holdings Berhad. And as people may know, SWOT, it stands for S stands for strength, W stands for weaknesses, O stands for opportunities, and T stands for threats. And based on our research for the company of UDA Holdings Berhad, we can identify that each of these particular algorithm, we can tell that the UDA Holdings Berhad, they do have their own strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and also threats. So firstly, we will be starting off with the strength of this particular company. So the strategic location of assets being surrounded by matured townships. And because of the company headquarters, it is actually located in Kuala Lumpur, in the center of Kuala Lumpur, which led to the most strategic location in attracting business investors or even any kind of business organization to do a collaboration with this particular company. Next is the company is also established to develop Wakaf land. And the last strength of this particular company is that they have a good existing rapport with such relevant authorities and agencies. This is can be related to UDA Mall and also other kind of UDA branding names. Next, we have the weaknesses of UDA Holdings Berhad. So actually, the company suffers from the depleting land bank. Now, this had happened to most big organizations in the country of Malaysia. Next is the vulnerable cash position for the organization. Now, this main point can be related with our next point, which is the inadequate staff expertise. Now, this is because when we talk about cash positioning, we can tell that some people are not quite efficient when it comes to doing this particular kind of job. They must be some kind of expert for company big like UDA Holdings Berhad. So the last weakness for the company of UDA Holdings Berhad is the fact that the existence of different policies and regulations for every state in Malaysia. Now, this is pretty normal because in every nation in the country of Malaysia, in every state in the country of Malaysia, we can tell that this country is being ruled by this kind of government. So definitely there will exist the different policies when it comes to urbanization of the country. Next, we will proceed with the opportunities for the company. The existing of strategic partnership with private companies, as being mentioned by me before, is the fact that UDA has a lot of subsidiaries, whereas such as UDA Mall, UDA Daya Urus, and also UDA Leisure. And the opportunities that had been given to UDA Holdings Berhad is the fact that accepting of rent to own where RTO for properties is up to 500K. But what attracts foreigners and also investors the most is the fact that UDA Holdings enable foreigners to buy or purchase properties with a minimum price of 800,000 ringgit. Now, the threat for the company of UDA Holdings Berhad is actually the existing of niche markets such as the Wakaf land and also Malay Reserve. Now, these two particular examples are things that happen occasionally. It doesn't happen throughout the whole year. It happens sometimes in in the next decade it might happen, but sometimes it doesn't happen that often. So the next threat is the fact that there is settlement villages such as Kampung Tanjung Tokong and also Kampung Mutiara. And the company currently faces limited end financing for any wakaf products and also the stringent bank regulation. Now, I think that pretty much wraps up the SWOT analysis for the company of UDA Holdings Berhad. Now we can proceed with the conclusion of our research for the company of UDA Holdings Berhad.
So, in conclusion, it's vital to remember that data management and information system are just beginning of the processes. So both are important instruments in the hands of management that, when used correctly, may drastically change how an organization performs and achieve its goals. So the company, its employees, and its consumers all benefit from proper information system use. So when used incorrectly though, they can waste a lot of time, effort, and money. So an information system must develop and produce with appropriate evaluation for corporate structure, as well as technology considerations in order to achieve successful information management and limit the risk of failure in the future. So during the design and implementation of a new information system, so both business managers and information specialists should be contribute equally. There is little doubt that a better flow of ideas between organizational management and information professionals has the potential to produce information systems that will totally change the way we do business today. Thank you.
So that pretty much wraps up our presentation for the final project of Management Information System. Thank you.